So I'm just doing research vids of all different types of shit. I'll try to get into some smoke, steam. I'm gonna just consider the snowbanks this time, my ice, and my landscapes have snow all over them, so I'll just use that for this time being as my ice example. Yeah, so I was saying in the other research vid I was doing earlier is that yesterday was a cloudy day. In other words, the chem clouds, the aerosol sprays were going on, but the colors were all white. So you're not seeing a lot of imagery. They could have even blanked them out even more than that. They do what I call erasing to describe the effect that's happening. But what it is they're pushing, using the sine waves, pushing certain heavy metals and minerals out of the way. It's very simple. You can watch it happen. And so they'll push them. Well, let's say they want a storm over in Connecticut or New York, or they can push them wherever they want. They have control over the whole system. The whole fake system is also controllable. And they can sidetrack and fuck up the natural system. They do. It's not that they can't. They do. And nobody realizes it. Nobody's looking. Nobody wants to look. And you can see it all. That's the thing that gets me about it. So what I'm doing is I'm showing you a lot of different cloud days. Some days the imagery will be crisp and clear. Other days it'll be not so much, you know, and you can pay attention to the colors. The colors is another thing. Contrast, bringing contrast into it with the colors. All kinds of shit like that. So like I was going to say too, it's funny too because you can get to know your weather. And the weathermen are all full of shit. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They take their orders from whoever it is controlling this weather, obviously. And it's fun to fuck with them and use the weather reports to know what's really going to happen. You know, because with the weather reports, let's say though, like the weather today, they'll say sunny and cloudy, right? They don't know what the fuck a cloud is. They have no clue. And it sounds funny because you think, okay, they went to school and learned about, you know, how these clouds are formed. No, man, they went to school and were lied to, and they learned the lies. Their memory capsule soaked up all the fucking lies. They spread those lies, and then everybody believes those lies, and everybody lives life by these fucking lies. But they're definitely provable to be lies. So let's say, like today, the weatherman said that was going to be a mixture of sun and clouds. Where the fucking cloud? What clouds? Talking about all these jets that are spewing this white shit all over the sky? Is that what you mean by clouds? Because you obviously don't know what the fuck a cloud is then, Mr. Weatherman. Okay, and then tomorrow, we're due for, the next couple days, we're due for some rain coming up. They're talking about mixtures of rain and shit. So I know because I watch the skies, that means that tomorrow's going to be a really good day for watching the, you know, aerosol sprays. I'm trying to think of new terminology. Tomorrow's going to be a really good day for it, for coming in and grabbing the imagery tomorrow and the next day. In my area, I know without a doubt the colors are going to start coming into play. Why? Because they need to add that barium and strontium in order to give me my colors that I need for the imagery. That's not what they're using it for. They're using it to control the weather. But it becomes very obvious and apparent what they're dumping, when they're dumping it, how long they want the storm to be here. Then you'll see certain colors push off, and then new colors will come in. You know, and there are a lot of different colors. But I would imagine too that a mixture of certain heavy metals will also be other colors. You know, it's like if you mix purple and green together, you're going to come out with another color. Mix yellow and red together, you're going to come out with another color. And you know, you can change these colors by throwing the minerals into each other. So, you know, like I always say, people want to bring this back to a government conspiracy, and it's happening. I'm seeing it everywhere. A lot of people. There was another popular channel yesterday, and the funny thing is YouTube throws them at me, and I refuse to watch them. But I see the titles of them, and I see the cover photo of them, and that's exactly what they're doing. They're talking about the same shit that I'm talking about, but they're doing it on a conspiracy. I'm going to scare you with something that you cannot prove for yourself type of thing. And I'm not doing that to you. I'm telling you, you can go see it all for yourselves. And it's not just the clouds, it's the whole system. a matter of fact, I should probably try to do this while I got a minute. I suppose I could try to do these two. I want to go into my skin. See, since I've been doing the magnets and using the magnets and all the bio shit that I was explaining to you guys to do for the mic, for the M&Ms, I was down to, because I was doing that already, the bio end of it, for a couple months, and then I was using my own idea on the magnets, which was really overkill. It was unnecessary. What I'm doing now, what I showed you guys with the wristband and the ankle band, that's really all it takes, because you don't want to kill them off too fast. That's the only thing, because you won't be able to get them out of your body, and then you get sick. You won't be able to push them out fast enough. So just better off taking your time on it. But anyways, on my cheek, right below my eye and kind of on my nose, is a Morgellon fiber that's been coming out of me for a good 15 years, misdiagnosed many times. The misdiagnoses were an ingrown hair was one misdiagnosis, and I said to the, okay, if it's ingrown hair, then why is the hair coming out? And they said, okay, well, just, and they didn't put it under a scope or anything like that, just, gone to the doctor for something else, and I said, this is bothering me, I don't know what this is, and then they were just mentioning it, so it wasn't even part of my, physical whatever I might have been at the doctor's for. That's the last time I was going to the doctors, and I think one of those people, the doctor, was a dentist. It was a surgeon when I went in for a dental implant, and the surgeon said that's all it is, and don't worry about it, whatever. So, at the time, I didn't ever even heard of Morgellons. I didn't even know what it was or anything. And then I had them other places on my body, and then they would go away. What was happening was the skin was growing over them. I was putting topicals on my skin that would let the skin grow back over them. And then also the M&Ms, that's how I know for without a doubt that the M&Ms are, they munch out on the additives that we put on top of our skin. So it doesn't really get rid of them, it just prolongs them and allows them to nest deeper and lay more eggs and all that kind of shit, So, what time is it? Start driving back, I guess. Yeah. So I wanted to show you that before it goes all the way away. It's almost all the way gone. But one of the things that gets me about it is that back when they used to tell me that, I used to pull on it with tweezers, because a couple times I was just going to pluck it out, because it was really hard. It was like hard to shave, and it was hard to cut with scissors. It was harder than an average hair, so I'm like, this is fucking weird. Mine were always black. I never had any other color fibers, so my hair is kind of dark, so I was just figuring it was, they were right. It was probably an ingrown hair or something, right? And then my question was, well, then why does it grow out of my face then if it's an ingrown hair? And they said, well, it's probably growing backwards and then turning around on something and coming back out again. All right, it kind of makes sense. Lotions and shit, like I said, pile stuff up on my face to build up that skin over it, and then it would leave me alone, and it wouldn't bother me. And then every once in a while it would pop out. And then when you pull on it with fucking tweezers to pull it, it felt like a fucking spider web. That's what got me years ago thinking that maybe I possibly might have the Morgellons. And when I pulled on it, the spider web went all the way around my eye. It felt like I was tugging on my neurological system, is what it felt like. And it would not pull out, and not without painful pain. And, so the only way to really get rid of it was to cut it down, shave it, shit like that. And I'll bring you in on it, because I'm gonna, when I start talking about the M&Ms, I want to do that. But if it keeps going smaller and smaller, I'm not gonna be able to show it to you soon. So, which is good. It means I'm clearing it out. I'm getting rid of it. And the other ones I was probably getting rid of using the bio methods. This was probably just one of the largest ones. It was probably one of the largest webs. That's why it's taking so long to leave, because the other ones left, long ago. and this was the only one left. And also another thing too is it's on my face, so I never opened it up, picked at it, prodded at it, and cut it open with a knife like I did some of the others. You know, some of the other ones I was really aggressive with, like a lot of people are, because it's kind of freaky when you start seeing what you're like, what the fuck is going on? I guess we get to watch a chemtrail open up, I guess. Not much else going on over here. Let's see. Yeah, I guess. Let's see. I guess if I come over this way. Already at 20 minutes anyways, that's alright. I'll just look at that for a minute and then I'll end this video. Yeah, so I'll do that, and I'm going to start do some research vids on human skin, and then I'll have a shitload of research vids all ready to go at. So this way when I finish up on the moon in the next week or so, then I'll be all set with research vids to start running through the rest of that part of the series, the next part of the series. I'll have enough chemtrails, clouds, snowbanks, trees, stones, rocks, mountainsides, hillsides, landscapes, human skin, and then we'll see what else I come across. And like I said, I was doing some things with human influence in it, so I'll make sure that I mention it when I am doing things with human influence. I usually don't. I was mentioning earlier too, and I got cut off, was that, you know, when Rick was doing the Tripping Sponge series, and Rick mentioned that, you know, everything that I'm doing has human influence in it, and that is true. The chemtrails are also human influence. So, you know, I'm pointing that out because most people don't realize that. They think of clouds as natural. But I understand that it's not, but just nobody else does. So that's why I just still do them as something natural. But he's right, it is also human influence. You know, even a tree, if I go up to a tree and branches are all cut off, and so a human was obviously working on the tree, then I would consider that human influence in the imagery. Thinking about pulling the camera off and going and doing those trees right there too. Yeah, fuck it. I got a few minutes. Let's try to do this. I'm gonna try to pull this off without shutting it off. So far so good. And I got a blue filter on there. I usually like to do trees with the red filter, obviously greenage. I don't know if I'll get in trouble for walking down here in that school grounds. Okay, and then if I don't see any footprints, and it doesn't look like there is, unfortunately school is still in session. I could even do the ground over there and go in on the ground, but looks like school's still in session. I don't want to get in any shit. I'll just do this. Do that. And now I got another research vid with some trees. Alright, I'll be back.